This interview by Sean Hannity and Donald Trump, it was a total disaster. Donald Trump was asked by Hannity to talk about the economy. Trump says, quote, "I don't care." And then Trump proceeded to rant about President Biden not pardoning himself and saying Biden should have pardoned himself. Then Donald Trump talked about getting rid of FEMA. He said FEMA is going to be a whole big discussion very shortly because I'd rather see the states take care of their own problems. He's going to eliminate FEMA, people. Then Donald Trump talks about half pipes. I genuinely have no clue what he's talking about here. He goes, half pipes. You see them all the time. Half pipes. People, they live in them half pipes now. You know, the half pipes. They have homeless people living in half pipes, half types. What in the world? Then Donald Trump talks about his pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists, who he calls hostages. He tells Sean Hannity the following: "There was a lot of patriotism with those people. They did a recording and they asked me if I would do the voiceover, and I did. It was the #1 selling, whatever you call it, album, song, whatever you call it. It was #1, the #1 selling song on the billboards. I did it. I did it with them. And it went on for so long. People get it. They wanted to see those people." So Donald Trump not only bragging about pardoning people convicted of sedition, terroristic enhancements, trying to kill cops, attempting to kill cops, their conduct resulting in the death of cops. Trump's like, I made songs with them. I made music with them. By the way, if you've been watching our coverage here on the MeidasTouch Network, you would know that during the campaign, Donald Trump would play, instead of the national anthem, that song, the January 6th insurrection anthem. He would say, "Everybody, please rise for the song by the unfairly treated J6ers." And we would be saying here, shouting from the rooftops at the MeidasTouch Network, "This is traitorous. This is treasonous." Yet the corporate media continued to be like, whatever, cool dude. I mean, just so utterly ridiculous. Then Sean Hannity was like, well, what are you going to do about sanctuary states? Are you going to cut off their money? To which Trump responds, I might. I think I'm going to do it. I might have to do it. California is a great example of, let's be clear, Donald, because California is the 4th or 5th biggest economy in the world if it were a country. The funds from California fund like all of the red states who can't fund themselves, whose voters, by the way, your voters are on, a lot of them on public assistance paid for by us here in California. So this constant threat about California and not providing us here in Los Angeles with emergency aid relief that we need unless we agree to abolish the debt ceiling so you can run up the debt, run up the deficit for your oligarch, weirdo, broligarch tech friends. It's absolutely heinous, ridiculous, and despicable. Donald Trump then goes on to say, I don't think we should give California anything at all until they let water flow down. They talk about the Delta smelt, how it is endangered. No wonder it is endangered. It's not getting any water. If you have a fish and you're stopping the water, you're hurting the fish. You're hurting the fish. You're hurting the fish? Can I just call this what it is, folks? Donald Trump, to me, appears to be having dementia-like symptoms. At least in my opinion, that's what we are watching here. Could you imagine if President Biden, in the interview I did with President Biden in the Roosevelt Room, the West Wing, and I was saying, hey, President Biden, what do you want your legacy to be? And he goes, the smelt. The Delta smelt, they're not going to water the smelt. Could you imagine? Spent 30 minutes with President Biden, who detailed what he was doing for blue states, for red states, how his policies resulted in 40,000, 50,000 infrastructure projects, how wages got higher under him, how 16.6 million jobs were created, how the stock market was up 55% under him. How there was never a month where jobs were lost, the most jobs created ever. But Donald Trump is talking about we're hurting the fish in California. What the hell is he talking about? No one's talking about smelt other than this moron and the MAGA Republicans. But I digress. Donald Trump then goes, let me tell you, there's the head of a country. He lives in a forest, a number of them. Actually, Finland told me this. Austria told me this. The head of Austria, the head of Finland. And it's a beautiful way they expressed it. They said, we are forest people. We live in a forest. We are a forest nation. We are a forest people. What the heck is he talking about? The heck is he? This is loco. Then Donald Trump lies and says that he won the youth vote by 36 points. It's an absurd lie. Trump lost the youth vote. He did gain a little bit in the youth vote, specifically young men. But you young men should wake the bleep up right now, because y'all are destroying your futures. Y'all are destroying. By the way, how is it when you bought that Trump meme coin now, huh? Not doing too good. You lose your life savings on the Trump meme coin like so many people from that rug pull. Oh, but you were into crypto. You're into meme. So utterly pathetic. Then Donald Trump goes, they don't need reservoirs. They don't need any of this. All of this money spent on reservoirs, they're fake. They're fake reservoirs. They're concrete. He's saying that our reservoirs are fake reservoirs? I mean, this man literally is psycho. He's psychotic. If somebody said these things, there would need to be a 5150 involuntary psychiatric hold placed on them. Here, Donald Trump says that the incidents that took place on January 6th, he goes, they're very minor. What's the big deal? These were very minor incidents. Sedition, by the way, judges who Trump appointed, judges who Democrats appointed, judges who Reagan appointed are all out there today in various statements saying these pardons were absolutely despicable. One judge said, you can try to erase this from your base, but you're not going to erase the blood, the piss, the feces, the destruction that happened to our capital. But I guess Donald loves to live in this piss, feces, and destruction of Washington, D.C. So utterly pathetic. Donald Trump then says, regarding other countries, they send the people. They come out of the jails from the other countries. I would, if I were the president or prime minister of some other country, I would empty my jails right into America. As we wrote on the MeidasTouch account, Trump literally just emptied our jails of the most violent, dangerous, heinous, despicable, terroristic felons onto the streets in the United States of America. The Fraternal Order of Police, livid at Donald Trump. If you're watching this at home and you are law enforcement, how in the heck do you support that? How in the heck do you support? And don't give me the both sides is about President Biden. Shut up. The only thing that President Biden did is President Biden doesn't believe in the death penalty. So other than 2 or 3 cases at a federal level, he just says that there shouldn't be a death penalty, but put people behind bars for the rest of their life and give police officers, firefighters, first responders, all of the resources that they need. That's what President Biden fought for. Remember what Trump did? He handed y'all a bunch of cold pizza, stood in front of you, used you as props, won your endorsement, and then screwed you over like we told you he was going to do. Donald Trump's then asked by Hannity, is it important for China to be spying on young people watching crazy videos on TikTok? This is what Trump says. He goes, is it that important for China to be spying on young people watching crazy videos? Hannity goes, I don't want China spying on anybody. Trump goes, but they make your telephones and they make your computers. Isn't that a bigger threat than them spying on you in your videos? So Trump's like, do you really care if it turns out that they're spying on you through their apps? Isn't the bigger threat that they're making your computers? This is an argument that he's advancing. He lies more, Trump, and goes, the thing about California, the sprinklers didn't work in the homes. They have no water. We have sprinklers. Think of it. No water. There is water in California, okay? These lies, the barrage of lies that Governor Newsom was confronted with while he was trying to deal with the emergency by Trump talking about Smelton, Elon Musk, and this whole right-wing MAGA avalanche of lies that Gavin Newsom rebutted, and now people know the deal. Trump still's repeating this crap over and over again, and now talking about abolishing FEMA. Trump then says you need to clean the floors of the forest, clean the forest floors Trump then says, yeah, maybe some of these people attacked police, but very minor incidents when it came to attacking the police. And then Trump goes, you know what, regarding these insurrectionists, Hannity asks him, why did defendants who are involved in incidents where they were violent with police get a pardon? Trump, because they were treated like the worst criminals in history. They tried to kill cops. Of course they were treated poor. They were criminals, some of the worst in history, Donald. Do you know what they were there for? They were protesting the vote. They knew the election was rigged and they were protesting the vote. You should be allowed to protest the vote. Hannity has to respond, but you shouldn't be allowed to invade the Capitol, should you? That right there is what went down. Some despicable stuff. Judge for yourself. If you want to go and watch all of those clips, I'm not going to make you watch 30 minutes of that stuff. Watch it. I'm reading from the transcripts of what went down. So watch for yourself. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 500,000 followers.